Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Carnage, your Primitive AK here, back with another video for you guys today. Today we are here with the official patch notes for update 1.36 in Modern Warfare Warzone. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. We got a lot of content that's going to be dropping here. We also have the brand new seasonal content, which is going to be dropping exactly 53 minutes from now at the time of me recording this. So make sure you guys stay tuned, have those post notifications on so you guys never miss any videos. So we've got a lot of content that's going to be dropping here, both in the next hour and also in the next couple of days as the season progresses. So we got a bunch of new content here. First things first, they do have the outro cinematic trailer, which you guys can go ahead and watch. I'm sure most of you have already seen it. We also have a brand new event known as the Hunt for Adler, which we discussed in the previous video, and we have a bunch of new content in the battle pass and some new weapon balancing information as well. So we're going to get into the battle pass first, since that contains the new weapons. So tier 0 will unlock the new Wraith skin, which is the first skin that you see in the middle right there, and a new wood skin, which is to the left there, and a bunch more other skins that will be available. We'll have tier 15, which unlocks the PPSH-41 SMG. Tier 21 will unlock the Vex Lord assault rifle blueprint. Gilded Rose is going to be a shotgun blueprint at tier 27, and the Swiss K31 sniper rifle at tier 31. Slow Death LMG blueprint at tier 45 or tier 55. Ultra Rarity Loud Pipe reactive SMG blueprint at tier 95, and tier 100 will contain the White Queen Wraith skin and a Roman Standard Legendary Sniper blueprint, which is probably for the new one. On top of that, these new weapons will be available on Warzone at launch, so you'll be able to use these whenever you are ready to use them, or whichever, whatever works best for you. On top of that, we also have some new Warzone map changes. Obviously, we just had the nuke event. Part 2 of this event will be tomorrow, roughly around, I believe, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Pacific. On top of that, we also have DLSS, which is now available on Warzone on PC. This is going to dramatically boost up your performance on PC. So for those that were getting, let's say, 80 frames, you can expect to get anywhere from 95 to maybe 100 frames now on the game. So this will hopefully increase more stability and give people a lot more frames for anyone that has RTX cards. So if you do not have an RTX card, this will not benefit you at all. Moving on, they also changed the ground loot in Verdansk and also Rebirth Island. So they were the ground loot will now only consist of Black Ops Cold War weapons featuring the brand new Swiss K31 sniper rifle and the PPSH SMG. Players will no longer take armor bypassing damage when using a riot shield and facing an active thermite charge, and sticking a player with a Semtex will now always down them. Moving on, they got a few bug fixes here, which we're not really going to go to, but it just fixes some visibility issues and also a few animations with the weapons not working properly. Now here's where the big thing's going to be coming in here. We got brand new weapons. Obviously, we got the PPSH-41 SMG at tier 15 and the Swiss K31 tier 31. They also have brand new unlock challenges for the LC-10 and the FAR-83. Get 3 kills without dying in 15 different matches of Warzone, and 2 headshot kills in 15 different matches for the FAR-83. Cold War weapons here also got some changes here. We're going to go through each and every single one of these. So we have the AK-47 Cold War version. Recoil pattern has been adjusted, so they basically gave this one a slight little buff. We're going to be covering this one at a later video, hopefully later throughout this weekend. FAR-83 got a change as well. Minimum damage increase from 25 to 26, and maximum damage decrease from 33 to 31. So they basically buffed it, but also nerfed it at the same time, and also gave the maximum damage range increase by 17% and recoil pattern adjusted. For the FAMAS, or the FFAR1, maximum damage has been decreased yet again from 30 to 27, maximum damage range decreased by 15%, and the neck damage multiplier changed from 1.1 multiplier to just 1. So there's no damage multiplier for the neck damage, and upper torso damage multiplier changed from 1.1 to 1 as well, and they dramatically decreased the ADS speed with the weapon as well. So FAMAS got another nerf. I'll be testing this out after the update and see if it's still viable, but I think this nerf will certainly do a lot to the weapon to kind of give some more variety to the game. Groza got a nice little buff as well. They increased the recoil slightly on the Groza, but also decreased the ADS speed, and also upper torso damage multiplier change from 1.3 to 1.1. They say that this one is actually a precautionary nerf and also a slight buff at the same time. So they want to make sure that not one single weapon outshines another one. So that's probably why they made this change here. Moving on, we got the Craig 6 headshot head multiplier change from 1.4 to 1.5, neck damage multiplier change from 1 to 1.3, upper torso damage from 1 to 1.1, and lower torso 1 to 1.1 as well. So this one has been a pretty trash weapon, to be honest, so it's really nice to see that Raven has decided to actually buff the Craig 6 in this case. So I'm quite happy to see that they decided to give this one a nice little buff. So hats off to Raven for that one. QBZ got a huge buff as well. We got ADS move speed increase, neck damage multiplier increase to 1.2, upper torso damage changed to 1.1. So this weapon is absolutely garbage. So hopefully that this buff actually makes this weapon viable, because I tried this weapon even on the ground loot with the attachments. It's such a terrible weapon. So hopefully this gives it a little bit more love. I'll be giving it a shot. So you can expect videos covering all these buffs and nerfs in future videos at a later date. Moving on, submachine guns. LC-10 got its bullet velocity increased. The MAC-10 got its maximum damage decreased by 1 point. They say that this is also precautionary, so I still think that the MAC-10 will be a very good weapon, but they want to make sure that a MAC-10 meta doesn't show up again like how it did when it previously dropped, when that broken blueprint showed up. So they did actually nerf it just by 1 point here. So that's not too dramatic. I wouldn't get too worked up about this. We'll give it a shot and see exactly how it performs. Moving on, we have the Pellington 703, ADS speed increase and raise time increase slightly. Pellington's trash. Even this buff here is probably not going to make me use the weapon at all. Here's the big one here, Tactical Rifles, Cold War Tac Rifle Charlie, which is the AUG, for those that are not aware. Time between bursts increased by 33%, and also the neck damage multiplier changed from 1.8 to 1.3. So this is a pretty huge nerf here. I think this will bring the AUG to where I think it should be. So hopefully this minimizes the use of this weapon quite a lot. But the time will tell. We'll give it a shot, see how the weapon performs. And for the M16 as well, time between bursts increased by 10%. Neck damage multiplier changed from 1.8 to 1.1. I didn't realize the multiplier was this high at first, so that's nice to see that they changed this there. So they decided to nerf this there, but they do also make it very clear they're keeping a close eye on the CR56 AMAX. No king rules forever. So they are aware that the CR56 AMAX is a powerhouse of a weapon once all these other overpowered weapons get nerfed. So it's nice to see that Raven is in tune with this game and realizes that certain weapons will become overpowered if they decide to nerf another one. So I personally think the AMAX is in the balance range, but it could reach the overpowered state if people stop using these other weapons and they all go back to the AMAX. But it's really up for the game to decide, and for other players to decide what weapon is going to be the best. Moving on, we got some massive attachment changes here. Barrels, the 16.3 rapid fire M16 barrel got increased rate of fire reduced to fit by 58%. Tac Rifle Charlie rapid fire barrel got reduced by 56%. The Strike Team barrel in the M16 got increased rate of fire reduced by 66%. The Strike Team barrel on the Tac Rifle Charlie, which is the AUG, the fire rate was reduced by 64%. Titanium barrel on the M16 increased the rate of fire reduction by 61%. Titanium barrel on the AUG, rate of fire reduced by 59%. Wow, I was not anticipating this. This essentially nukes the AUG and the M16. I haven't tried it yet. Obviously, the update is not out. We're going to have to give it a shot ourselves and see exactly how it performs. But I think this will certainly nuke these weapons into oblivion, and I am quite happy about this, actually. Moving on, the Sorikin 140mm auto, minimum damage reduced from 23 to 19, and the 140mm auto barrel and the Akimbo Psychov, the minimum damage reduction from 19 to now 14. This only affects when you're using the auto attachment and the Akimbo both together. So Sorikin, the Psychov got nerfed into the ground. Good change there. Happy to see that. This doesn't affect multiplayer, by the way. This is still pretty insane in multiplayer. So for those that like to play Modern Warfare multiplayer, you don't have to worry about this. Lasers, Ember Sighting Point, ADS speed penalty reduced by 20%. SOF target designator flashlight is now visible during hipfire and ADS. Moving on, magazines, the Salvo VDV Fast Mag, ADS penalty reduction by 20%. Speed mag for the pistols, SMG, and snipers all reduced by 40% for your pistols, 30% for the SMGs, and 20% for the snipers. Muzzles, flash guard, added position concealment pro, and also SOCOM KGB limiter added position concealment pro as well. Optics got a few changes. They reduced the ADS speed penalty has been reduced by 10%. On the Ultra Zoom, it got reduced by 20%, and Vulture Custom Zoom reduced by 20%. Rear grips, they increased the ADS speed to reduction by roughly 10%. So they basically did a lot of changes here. I was not anticipating this. They nerfed a lot of these classes here, so I'm really going to have to sit down and figure out exactly what class is going to be viable now, because a lot of the standard attachments that people were using are now nerfed into the ground. Whether or not this is a good or bad change, it's still up in the air. We're gonna have to test it out and see exactly how it works. But like I said, rest assured, have those notifications on. I'll be covering all these videos throughout the next week or couple weeks, because it's gonna take us a while to really sit down and go through this. New operators, the new operator changes. They did address that the Rose skin will have some changes to its visibility and readability where sources of light available. So if there is a source of light or any type of light reflecting on the character, apparently they're making changes so that way it's more visible. They don't specify what this means, or they haven't shown any screenshots as to what this looks like, but I'd imagine it'd be something similar to this, where it has that reflectiveness off the character, where you see their sources of light. So I can imagine it being something like that. Moving on, we have the Wraith Warsaw Pact, which is going to be unlocked via the Battle Pass, and a bunch of new operators which are going to be covering, and the prestige emblems will be covered previously in the other videos, so this is nothing new. And they also do go on to state that some new store bundles alongside Season 3 will be dropping, including Tracer Packs, Mastercrafts, Reactive Weapon Blueprints, and a lot more. Moving on, last but not least, your update sizes for PS5. There's going to be one more update that you're going to have to download. It's going to be 22.6 for PS5, 22.6 for PS4, 25.9 for Series X and S, and Xbox One 25.9, and PC 25.2 gigabytes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your update 1.36 for Modern Warfare Warzone. A lot of great changes here, a lot of nerfs, and a lot of attachments getting nuked into the ground here, but I think this will put the game in a better direction, so that way we have more variety. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm excited. There's got a lot of new weapons we're going to be covering. Next video you'll more than likely see is going to be the PPSH gameplay, followed by the K31 sniper rifle. I'll catch you guys in the next one though. It's your boy Connor, your primitive AK, signing out. Peace out, fellas.